Still alive, I see. Something tells me that eyesore on the horizon is your doing. How'd you manage that?
It's a long story. One that I'd rather only tell once.
Right. All hands on deck, then.
Is this everyone? As I'm sure you've all guessed, the crystal which now commands the eastern skies was summoned by Ultima. He called it Origin. Though the significance of that name is as yet unclear.
What does it matter what it's called? Its emergence tore Twinside asunder, and wiped my homeland from the map.
Mention of the Dominion spires can be found in the oldest of Varisthian records. But to the best of my knowledge, none provide any hint as to their true nature. That they would prove the horns of some slumbering demon. Well...
The Dominion's demise was at least quick. Elsewhere, the Republican army cannot hope to contain the chaos engulfing Randalar. Canberra is in flames, and the Empire.
Our allies are crying out for answers. I've sent the Cursebreakers to give them what assurances we can, but right now that amounts to fuck all.
They wouldn't be able to stop what the skies have started in any case. People here and across the realm grow sicker with every passing day.
Could it be that this new Mother Crystal is like the others? That it draws upon the land's ether? It certainly looked that way from stone here.
If that were true, it would explain the hastening spread of the Blight since the crystal's appearance. Would it not?
And as the land's ether slowly rises to the surface, it pools, corrupting all who cannot channel its energies. Archay above, ether floods below, and in the middle, here we languish, hopelessly entrapped.
It's all right. When we faced him at Stone here, Ultima told us his true power quickens in the halls of Origin. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to continue. If we are to stop him, we will have to find a way into the crystal.
How are we gonna manage that then? It's up in the sky. And fast as she is, the Enterprise can't fly.
It's a lot to take in, and I reckon we'd all benefit from some time to clear our heads. The answer will come to us. Don't you worry. Ain't that right, Clive?
Right. That's right.
Well, go on then. Bugger off. Same goes for you, Clive. You won't solve anything like this. Trust me. Go and get some fresh air, eh?
Thank you. Joshua seemed upset. Ultima may have created us, but he doesn't make us who we are. Only we can do that. And if he would have us fight for our survival, so be it. It's what we've been doing all along.
Much like Ultima himself, it would seem. His new world being naught but a means to survive. And so, we must contend to decide which of us shall inherit the land. Should Ultima prevail, it will mean death for us all. Of that, we can be certain. But even should he fail, what world awaits us? A withered, godless place, where our newfound freedom will most like prove a chain in itself.
Well, that may be, but a chain can always be broken. As long as one has the will to break it, it won't be easy. It may take generations, centuries of suffering. And that is, if everyone plays their part. But it will happen. And when it does, it will be on our terms. That is the world that awaits us.
Indeed. And what better world could one wish for?
But first, we have to reach that crystal.
Then it's a good thing I have wings.
You can barely stand, let alone fly. And only the Founder knows what horrors await in those skies. You certain about this?
Am I certain? I am the Phoenix. I will do what I must. This is our fight. Remember?
All right. I yield. But only what you must, yes? I'm still your sworn shield.
That you are.
And what of my wings? Lest you forget, you go to stand against a god. I would not have you succumb to fatigue before the fight begins. Ifrit, your brother mentioned that some few of the dominants who had lost their power to you were still able to prime. Is that true?
It is. But their icons no longer submitted to their will.
Then mine will have to be stronger. That you both might save your strength for the battle to come.
You don't have to do this.
If you do, there's a chance you might lose all you have left.
And what have I but regret? My life ended in the Dominion. I fear death no more. Besides, I would have words with Ultima. He has much to answer for.
We are in your debt, Dion.
We can speak of debts when this is over.
He speaks the command, he knows he's not coming back. And has come to terms with that.
That doesn't mean that we have to, does it, Clive?
Time to talk to Jill. I only hope she understands.
Come to wish on a star.
That might not be such a bad idea. This is it, Jill. You know what I have to do. Why I have to do it. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us. Where it will end, for better or worse.
I could pray to Metia for you. But you'll be all right, won't you, Clive? You always are.
I did promise we'd watch the moon together.
I'll be waiting.
It's almost time. Better make sure I haven't forgotten anything.
Olá, bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite. Final Fantasy, jogando Final Fantasy 16, tá na reta final. Olha quantas missões extras a gente tem aqui. Vamos ver no mapa mundi. O cristal, né? Que é o cristal que apareceu no Deus. Essa última é um Deus que criou tudo, segundo eles. Olha isso, tem bastante, hein? Tem bastante coisa aqui. Deixa eu ver se tem mais em outros. Eu acho que deve ter aqui no... Acho que deve ter aqui, ó. Quadro de caçada. Vamos lá no quadro de caçada. Vamos ver no quadro de caçada. Vem pra cá. Gente, esse jogo é uma superprodução. Eu tô mais ou menos com 90 horas de jogo. Só que eu fico assistindo a história, lendo tudo, faço todas as missões secundárias. Esses verdinhos são as missões secundárias, né? Faço tudo. Aí aqui pra fora. Eu acho que é ali mesmo. Vamos ver. Inclusive eu fico lendo as missões secundárias, né? Deixa eu ver se tem alguma coisa aqui. Olha que bichinho bonitinho esse. Não, aqui não tem mais nada, ó. Isso aqui já matamos, já matei todos. Eu não sou um especialista em Final Fantasy, tá? Esse, inclusive, acho que tá bem mais fácil que os outros que eu joguei. Os outros, né? Joguei um só. Vamos ver, vamos começar com essa missão aqui. Vamos ver o que é.
Sid, I was wondering if you could help me.
It depends what with.
A bearer, but recently freed from his bonds, is keen to join the Curse Breakers. As you know, the work we do is not easy, which is why we test every volunteer's suitability. I was hoping you could oversee this one's evaluation.
I don't mind, but why this one?
Because he wants to be a scout. Our ranks are filled with men and women capable of breaking chains and putting slavers to the sword. But scouting? We're few with the nose for that, which is why we still rely so heavily on Gav. And since he accompanies you on so many of your missions, I thought you might be better placed to recognize the traits in him that we should look for in those who'd fill his boots.
Sounds reasonable.
So you're happy to oversee the boys' test, then?
Sim, vamos fazer.
Scouts.
Truer words, Sid. I'll let the initiate know that you'll be attending his trial, and that he is to proceed directly to Northreach in readiness.
No time like the present, eh?
No time like the present. I'll await you there.
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer.
Então a gente vai lá, vai atrás disso aqui. Vamos ver o que é, onde é. Aqui não tá. Onde tá? Tá aqui, ó. Vamos ver aqui. Eu gosto de ir matando os inimigos no meio que aparecem na minha frente, porque assim eu vou evoluindo. Ah, é aqui, ó. É aqui. Vamos ver. É aqui mesmo. Ah, tem um negocinho aqui, ó. Eu vou... Daqui a pouco eu vou aqui primeiro, porque se não me engano tem um troféu. Eu não sei se é assim que se faz esse troféu. Você tem que comprar tudo que tem no seu nos vendedores. Eu vou lá, já que eu tô aqui mesmo. Daqui a pouco eu venho, eu continuo ali. Aqui, ó. Os comerciantes, vamos ver o que esses comerciantes têm. Aqui eu tenho, ó. Esse eu não tenho, né? Vamos comprar. Não vamos equipar, não. Esse eu não tenho. Não vamos equipar nada. Esse aqui. Olha. Olha isso que caríssimo, gente. Eu vou ficar sem dinheiro. Mas eu vou ter que comprar. Aqui eu tenho tudo. Aqui eu já não tenho. Essas poções. Eu preciso de poções. Deixa eu aumentar aqui que ele vende. 8. Pronto. Isso vai dar trabalho, hein? Agora vamos lá.
I'm nervous. Is it alright to be nervous?
Acho que é isso mesmo, acho que é aqui. Tentativa e erro.
I don't care either way. Well met, Sid. This is the initiate. Ember, present yourself.
At your service, Master.
Please, just Sid. There are no masters here. Your life is your own.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Sid. The sergeant says you'll be evaluating me at my trial.
To become a scout, yes. You are aware of the dangers inherent in that role.
I am. But I swore I'd face them. Just like the man who saved my life.
Who would that be?
Gav. It was him who found me and freed me. No magic, no support, just one man and his nose. Came and sniffed me out. It taught me what one man can do if he puts his mind to it. And I've been training ever since, so that one day I can be someone's saviour, just like Gav was mine.
I'm sure he'd be flattered. You clearly have good intentions, Ember. And it sounds like you're under no illusions. Stick to this path and you'll make a fine cursebreaker.
So, what? Have I passed?
You haven't even started yet. Now listen. Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The guards there record all their sightings in a logbook. You are to find it and bring it here.
And bring it here, right. Anything else?
No. Sneaking into a heavily guarded Imperial outpost and stealing the logbook would be quite sufficient. You'll need to assess the situation, determine a point of entry, create a distraction and effect an escape, all without being discovered and thrown into an Imperial oubliette.
Ember, Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything. It's essential that you know your limits.
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
Eu tô achando que eu vou ter que salvar ele lá.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out. But keep a weather eye on him all the same, would you?
On my way. All right, Ember. Impress me.
Deixa eu ver onde é. Aqui, né? Por aqui. Então vamos pra cá. Pra cá. Vamos. Tem um negocinho aqui. Vamos pegar. Não tem espaço. Eu acho que eu vou lá, vou ter que vigiar o cara lá. Ah, tem vocês aqui. Vamos aqui. Vai, morra. Ele ficou olha isso, forte. Lastra, também tá longe, né? Pronto. Tem um grandão ali, ó. Vamos pegar ele. Destruir ele. Depois eu subo aqui. Por isso que as minhas missões demoram, gente. Eu vou destruir, eu vou matando os bichos pra poder ficar mais forte. Eu gosto dessa magia, ó. Ela vai ficar neles ali, ó. Também dessa, ó. Ó. Aí vai matando aqui. Pronto. Foi. Nossa, eu tô indo pro outro lado, que vai aparecendo as coisas pra eu pegar e eu vou pegando. Preciso de dinheiro. Porque eu preciso comprar lá as coisas todas. Tá. Aí tem que, deixa eu ver por onde é. Tem que dar a volta, isso mesmo. Vamos subir ali, eu acho. Subindo por aqui. Achei.
These are clean kills. Perhaps young Ember really is ready. Or maybe not.
O bicho já foi pego.
Damn it. Ember, draw your sword!
I can't!
Then run! If you want him, you'll have to go through me.
Sim, filho, eu tô muito forte. E você também é, hein? 40. Eu gosto de fazer isso. Olha, ele congela, ó. Só que eu não vou brincar não, porque esse é muito forte. E ele me pegou. Então vamos usar essa magia que eu aumento a minha vida lá, ó lá. E não brinca muito com ele. Até as outras magias ali voltarem, recarregar. Aqui carregou. Eu gosto de fazer assim, ele congela. Pronto. Pronto, acabou. Ele é forte, mas como eu lutei muito, eu fiquei bem forte também. Garra, nossa. E eu invisto em materiais, fico olhando sempre para poder aumentar as forças das coisas que ele usa.
Gone. Of course. Scouts really are a rare breed. Back to Northreach it is then.
O cara não serviu, não. Vamos pegar aqui. Tem um bichinho lá na frente, vou pegar ele lá. Tem vários aqui, né? É porque matar aquela última lá vai ser difícil, então o negócio tem que estar bem evoluído aqui. Então vamos. Eu não vou usar mais. Pronto. Isso aqui é bom que vai rápido. Já foi. Aqui já foi. É isso aqui que eu quero. O bicho é forte pra caramba. Eu vou testar umas outra magia. Essa do fogo, eu acho ela bem fraca. Bem fraca, eu não testei nenhuma. Aqui. Vamos tentar trocar. Eu quero trocar essa aqui, ó. Essa aqui, ó. Deixa eu ver aqui, tem coisas novas. Ó, fraca, fraca. Ah, é, os negócios que eu comprei. Todas são bem fracas. Isso aqui também, ó. Tudo mais fraco. Tem um colar aqui. Aumenta os pontos de habilidades obtidos do confrontos normais. Eu tenho um negócio, esse aqui, ó. Ah, não. Aumenta X. Experiência, não. Esse da habilidade. Eu gosto dos anéis. Tá. Deixa eu entrar aqui, ó, gente. Opa, tem um negócio ali. Ah, eu tô fazendo. Eu quero entrar aqui, ó. Tem este. Este. Esse eu não gostei muito não, viu? Achei ele bem fraco. Vou testar esse aqui. Eu vou pôr... Subir esse. Certo, eu vou testar esse primeiro. Lá se der certo, lado do fogo, né? Deixa eu ver se vai dar. Esse aqui. Bom, esse não. Esse. Vamos ver se dá. É esse, né? Vou pôr esse. Vamos ver. Aqui, vamos testar agora. Muito fraco, hein? Vou continuar com aquele do fogo lá. Vamos lá, vamos pegar outro. Esse aqui, né? Vamos ver outro. Esse aqui, não gostei. Vamos ver vocês. Tem mais algum bicho aqui? Não. Tem aqui, ó. Vamos lá. Vamos lá. Os bichos que voam. É só isso. Não deu muito certo, não. Deixa eu esperar ele carregar que eu vou pegar nesses aqui de baixo. O que voa não dá certo. Pelo menos carrega rápido. Não gostei não. Vou voltar para o fogo. Qual era mesmo? Esse.
I didn't expect you back so soon. Where is Ember? How did he fare?
I thought I'd find him with you. He must have fled. I followed him to Eastwatch, where I found him being set upon by a wild Avis. He was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. I had to step in and take care of things. But by the time I had, he was nowhere to be seen. I assumed he'd set off in your direction, but apparently not.
I'm sorry, Sid. I knew the boy had a nervous streak, but he seemed like...
The right man for the job? I believe this is the logbook you tasked me with retrieving.
Hey? How did you... Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy saving your skin.
What? Wasn't that what you asked me to do? To bring the thing back without getting caught?
He has you there, Nazaire. And he did it all on his own.
But Sid, he
did what he thought was best. And now I have to decide whether I agree.
Of course. We'll await your evaluation back at the hideaway. Don't you leave my sight.
Yes, Sergeant.
This won't be an easy decision.
Vamos lá no esconderijo.
There's something about it.
You should have seen him.
Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yes. Welcome back. Trip wasn't too much of a pain in the arse, I hope. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in to help with the trial. But from what I hear, things didn't go quite as planned.
No, they most certainly did not.
Eu acho que ele merece sim aprovação, que apesar dele ter errado lá no bicho, lá ter caído na frente do bicho, ele conseguiu, né? Talvez as missões mais leves para ele, vou aprovar.
Ember lost his nerve in the face of a beast of prey, but he didn't lose heart. He pressed on, and he achieved his aim. And is that not what we ask of our scouts?
Indeed it is. Thank you for your honest appraisal, Sid. The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened warrior on hand to pluck him from the jaws of peril. All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back, Ember is little more than a liability.
Wait, Sergeant. Ember still has much to learn, it's true. And this time he was found wanting. But I'd say he's due a second chance, nonetheless. After all, he did do as you asked.
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade, and any mind can conquer its fears. But a scout's nose is different. You've either got one, or you ain't. And by sniffing out that log, young Ember here has shown he has a conch and a half. Wouldn't do to waste it now, would it?
Fine. One more chance.
I'll do whatever you ask. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you. Just you wait.
Daft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in the right place. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him for far too long. That time the curse breakers took some of the weight off his shoulders, I reckon.
Couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? I won't have him thinking he's been hard done by. Next thing you know, he'll be asking for a day off. Chance would be a fine thing. Back to work.
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out as I expected.
Things really do these days. But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best out of a bad situation. Remember that.
I will, Sid. Thank you.
Isso, vamos subir de level. Agora tem mais, tem um monte. Qual que é o mais próximo aqui? Ah, tem uns negócios aqui, já vamos pegar eles aqui. Isso aqui é importante. São prêmios.
How may I help you today, Clive? Come to claim your just desserts? You earned this. Best of luck out there, Sid.
How are you doing? Here you go. Seen enough?
Pronto.
Twin sides hundreds of leagues away. What I mean, the crystals.
Bom, como não tem uma ordem nem nada, eu acredito, né? Então vamos pegar esse aqui. Tá o mais próximo.
Ah, Clive. Joshua, what's wrong? And don't say nothing.
It's not nothing. I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found Father's will, or something akin to it.
His will? How and where?
In the crypt beneath Rosalith Castle. After Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took the opportunity to recover what relics of the Duchy yet remained. And in the process of doing so, they found a letter from Father.
I'm surprised anything survived down there.
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience. I have been meaning to go, but would you join me?
Of course. I want to know what's in that letter as much as you do.
Very well. I'm ready to leave when you are.
Certo. Vamos lá. Tá aqui. Eu não tenho dinheiro,
Take a look at
mas
my wares. Take care.
será que se eu
Yeah.
vender alguma
Take a
coisa
look at my wares.
muito... Deixa eu ver uma coisa. Tem coisa que eu tenho muito. Ó, meteorito. Eu vou vender 20.
It's a deal.
Ó lá. E aqui, ó.
Ah, not bad.
Pronto. Agora eu tenho o tal de 50 que eu posso comprar o que me falta, que eu acho que é isso aqui.
Of course. Go
Pronto.
safely.
Acho que aqui dentro.
Grace, my lord. I trust your journey was not overly onerous.
Cyril, you found a letter from Father?
Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
Sei que estou exigindo muito de você nessa guerra e que se aproxima, mas não vejo a hora de forma de garantir o futuro para o nosso grão educado e nossa família. Mesmo que vençamos e consigamos derrotar os selvagens e reconquistar o sopro do Draco, a ameaça da praga ainda é iminente. Só poderemos passar por tudo isso se todos de Rosária lutarem unidos. Tem alguns planos para nos ajudar, mas há muitos obstáculos e vocês provavelmente terão que continuar meu trabalho. Sei que vocês têm a força e a coragem e determinação para isso. Será difícil herança, então lhes ofereço outra. Lembre-se do amor e da confiança que sinto por vocês. Seu pai.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies. With the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins, Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides. Those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
It is true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting with the one who might execute it, or a part of it at least.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
Gente, eu não entendo por que tanta reverência. Eles se julgam ser tão bonzinhos, tão assim, mas é tudo reverência, é vossa graça, vossa não sei o quê. Olha lá. Quer ver?
My lord, your grace. I hardly recognize you. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty. as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more. What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress. But with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Acho que eles vão atrás da pedra.
Find this Heartstone, my lady.
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question, yes. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since you were but a boy. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield, it would surely make your father proud.
What say you, Joshua?
What else?
Vamos atrás, vamos ler isso aqui. Ah, não vou ler tudo não, gente, ó. Qualquer coisa você dá pausa e lê. Agora vamos lá buscar o raio da pedra, né? Matar o bicho lá. Ah, ele tá aqui, ó. Então a gente vem pra cá e faz uma caminhadinha. E vamos matando os bichinhos, né? Que aparecer, os monstrinhos. Ah lá, já tem um monte ali me esperando, ó. Isso aqui já mata todos. Pronto. Subindo aqui. É. Vai ser um bichão pra eu matar no mínimo.
Eyes peeled, Joshua.
Vou pegar aquilo ali, gente. Agora que eu descobri que eu posso juntar, eu vou vender e deixar uma parte. Vou pegar todos esses itens aqui, porque espalhado pelas... Apesar que eu sempre pego, né? Por isso que eu tenho muito lá. Outro aqui. Ah, falei que era um bichão. Vamos aqui. Carregar todas as... Olha que danado! Que bicho tinhoso! Nossa, ainda falta um monte. Show! Achei que já tava matando ele já. Capa, filho. Ele voa difícil, só tem que usar esse aqui. Vamos lá. Ó, enchi minha vida com aquela magia. Vamos sair daqui. Olha o poder desse bicho. Forte, hein? Nossa! Só que eu sou forte também. Bonitão. Vou usar isso aqui porque eu quero encher minha vida aqui, né? Eu não sei como eu consegui esse negocinho que fica voando aqui. Olha a força desse bicho que ele quase me matando. Nossa.
Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Godotha will know.
Os bichos estão vindo muito fortes já, hein? Vou ter que ir andando aqui para poder batalhar, para poder evoluir. Apesar que é perto, né? Aqui. Se o final for aqui mesmo, Eu já vou pegar aquela outra missão que tá aqui do lado. Pronto.
Oh, thank the Founder you were safe.
Quase que eu morro, minha filha.
And the Heartstone claimed.
Yes, this radiant luster like frozen flame. It is just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your grace. Your father would be so proud.
Lady Goditha, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut and set forthwith. The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours, after all.
Braçadeiras são essas,
harder
hein?
and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion. And the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms. Only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Thank you, Lady Goditha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone on its passing. And so my pursuit continued, until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered, and that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyal service.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us. For giving my service meaning.
Vamos ver se essas braçadeiras são boas. Que raio de braçadeira é essa?
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff? Let him see that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive? Shall we pay Father a visit?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it. For it too is a part of your inheritance, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
Aqui na frente.
Are you buying or selling?
Não pode vender não. Isso aqui, ó. Vende 30.
Ah, not bad. It's a deal. Got anything else for me?
Agora eu consigo comprar. O que falta aqui?
Anything else? Take care.
Onde eu tenho que ir? Vou aqui buscar, vou aqui ver esse negócio aqui na loja. Vou ver essa loja aqui. Eu peguei isso aqui.
Good day.
Oitenta e cinco. Vamos vender. O que eu posso vender aqui? Coisa que eu tenho. 2. Vamos vender 1.
Thanks.
Vamos vender 1.
I'll take it off your hands.
não tem. Vou vender 10.
Anything else you don't want? Thanks. Anything else you don't want?
Por que eu quero isso? Ó, vou vender muito. Eu vou deixar.
Thanks.
Olha isso. Vamos vender.
Anything else you don't want?
E aí,
May we
deixa
meet
pra
again.
lá. Vamos
Good day.
comprar agora o que falta.
Thank you. Certainly. May we meet again.
Tem outra aqui, ó. Vamos lá.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
Não, é descendo.
Can you believe we were going to...
I think we'd better shut up.
Who can say what Lubor is plotting?
Good day, my lord.
Ó.
Here you are.
Agora é esse 45. Vamos ver o que eu posso vender aqui. Esse elixir eu tenho um.
Anything else I can take off your hands?
Aqui tem um monte.
Thank you kindly. Anything else I can take off your hands? Thank you kindly.
Vou comprar o que falta.
Here you are.
Sim. Ok.
Fare you well.
Conforme eu vou passando, já vou comprando os negócios que tem. Porque, ó, aqui é uma grande área, né? Então eu vou lá, vou pegando as coisas. Os bichos que eu vou matando vão me dando. Eles me dão. Ah lá, já me deu os couro. Ai, errei. Eu ter usado essa magia enorme aqui com eles.
Especially knowing what we know now. Mother was truly capable of. Perhaps these bands would have helped.
Vem cá, caranguejinho. Pronto. Presos afiados, essas coisas que eu vou vendendo. Aqui eu gosto de fazer isso. Ó. Tem mais bicho aqui, um monte de bicho pra eu matar. Que vocês. Errei, mas pelo menos termina. Olha, você resistiu. Eu não gosto desse. Ele é forte.
is just back there. Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
Ixi, o que aconteceu? Ele viu o pai?
We won't lay you down.
Onward then.
Onward. To the end.
And to a new beginning.
Bom, então agora vamos aqui ver o que tem para comprar, né? E como nós estamos seguindo as missões mais próximas, depois eu vejo qual é mais próxima pra gente, pra eu jogar. Vamos pegar aqui, eu quero comprar o que tem aqui.
What are you after?
Uma espada.
Much obliged.
Não vai equipar nada, não.
There you go.
Nossa.
Thanks very much. There you go.
Aqui.
Thanks very much.
Não. Olha, eu preciso de 45 aqui, ó.
Take care out there, eh?
Será que eu vou conseguir 45 aqui vendendo as coisas? Acho que eu já vendi tudo que eu podia. Vou vender, né?
I wanted one of those.
Vou deixar um só.
Is that everything? I wanted one of those. A fair trade. I wanted one of those. Is that everything? A fair trade. Is that everything? A fair trade. Is that everything? I wanted one of those. A fair trade. I wanted one of those. Is that everything?
Já deu. Vamos comprar aqui. Isso aqui.
There you go. Thanks very much.
Acho que é só isso, viu?
That all, is it?
Vamos lá, mais próximo de mim. Continua sendo aqui.
You alright?
Something troubling you?
No more than usual. It's just... Etta's baby will be coming soon, and I wanted to make something for it.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north, families would always make gifts when a bairn was on the way. Let the little tykes know they were welcome in their new homes, like.
So, what's the problem?
Well, the problem is that Etta's due any day now. I don't know if I'll be ready in time.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You know, there just might be.
All right then. What exactly are we making?
A good luck charm. But not just any good luck charm.
Not just any.
No. One made from the feather of a silver chocobo. There's naught lucky in all the realm, or so we used to say back home anyway. Thing is, they're hard to come by. Had Otto and Karen check with their suppliers, but nothing. I'd try and track one down myself, only...
Only the big day is fast approaching. And that's all you need? A feather?
That or the bird whose horse it's attached to, aye. I was gonna start by asking around with traveling traders plying the northern borders.
Well, there's no shortage of those passing through Martha's. I think I might make that my first port of call. I'll let you know if I find anything.
You're a good friend, Clive. I won't forget this.
Vamos pegar a pena lá do bicho. Onde tá essa pena agora? Aqui.
Let's hope one of the merchants here has what Gav needs.
Isso aqui dentro? Não. Ah, os comerciantes. Fale com os comerciantes no repouso da Marta. Vamos lá. Será que esse cara é comerciante?
Excuse me. I'm looking for something.
É.
Oh, well, then I'm your man.
A silver chocobo feather.
Oh, or maybe not. Though you're not the first to mention the bird around here. There was a man stopped by the rest not long ago, claiming he was attacked by a silver chocobo. Near some gutted hovel, not far from Eastpool. Most took him for a braggart and a liar, but who knows? Perhaps there was some truth to his tale.
We'll see. Thank you.
Certo, já foi. Não, não é.
I'd build a barricade so sturdy, even abandoned.
Can I help you with something?
You wouldn't happen to sell silver chocobo feathers, would you?
I deal in fruit, not fancies. But if it's fancies you're after, I suggest you try Rhiannon's ride.
Was a silver chocobo seen there?
Oh, yes. If you believe the ravings of a madman.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Vamos seguir aqui, né? Quem sabe ele esteja aqui.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Oh, 1,000 Akashic jars couldn't hurt me.
Aqui.
How do, traveller? You've the look of a man who could do with a new whetstone. Or perhaps a bawdy etching of the Vicerine.
Maybe another time. I'm looking for a silver chocobo feather.
If that's the case, rumours are all you're likely to find. No one has seen a silver chocobo for years. Word is they were all hunted for their feathers. Some northern nonsense about bringing good luck. Didn't bring them much, nor their bows. If any are still out there, I reckon they'll be doing their damnedest not to be discovered.
You're probably right. Thank you anyway. A silver chocobo sighted in the hills near Rhiannon's Ride. It sounds almost too good to be true. But since I'm already here...
Vamos atrás lá. Longe, hein? Pelo menos eu mato bastante bicho aqui. Nossa. Essa tartaruga gigante é difícil. É mais forte. Viu como que ele venceu todas as minhas magias, né? Tem aquilo ali que eu não sei o que é, tá? Eu vou entrar pra gente ver o que é aquilo. Isso aqui, ó. Nesse maneira antigo, Clive enfrentará uma terrível provação e deverá derrotar uma série de inimigos letais, com bênção de um único erro, Fênix. Não vou fazer aprovação, não.
Tracks. They're not left by bandits for a change.
Tem aqui, ó.
More tracks. And these look fresh.
Esse aqui.
The Chocobo was here. And recently. Perhaps it still is. I don't hear anything. Well, I'll be damned.
Eita, o bicho apareceu. O bicho apareceu. Um não, dois. Será que ele é bonzinho?
It's all right. I'm not going to hurt you. Just borrowing a
Os
feather
outros
from
que
my friend.
apareceram não era por aí solto. Esse é.
Thank you. Let's get this back to Gav before they change their minds.
It was no trouble at all.
Chegou a pena.
Clive, you're back. How'd you get on? Any luck?
Any luck, you say?
— Crystal's crack. Is this what I think it is? Where in the hell did you find it?
It's a long story.
Right there on the road to Eastpool. Who'd have thought it?
Everything up there's been abandoned for years. The empty cabin made for the perfect shelter. Though I fear my presence may have forced the poor creatures to look elsewhere.
Don't blame yourself, Clive. The Blight's right on Eastpool's doorstep. They'd have had to move on before long, even if you hadn't have turned up. They'll find a new home. Trust me. After all, that's what us endangered animals do. Anyway, what matters is, you managed to nick us one of their quills before they could run off. And now all that's left is to fix it to the carving.
I didn't know you could carve.
Reckon there's a lot you don't know about me. Like the fact I'm as good with a whittling knife as I am with a sword. And that bone Ember gave me's a dream to work with. What did you say it was from again? An Avis?
But it weren't your Avis, Sid. I slew one of my own at last.
So all those long nights in the pit finally bore fruit. I'm proud of you, Ember.
Don't speak too soon. I ain't done my trial yet.
There we go. What do you think?
I think if you ever hang up your scouting cap, you'll be able to make an honest living.
Oh, will I? I should go and see if Ed is awake.
Give it my best.
You can give it to yourself. Come on.
Aqui, né? Não é agora não. Vamos lá, terminar.
There's something about it. I feel like it's... Ah, me lords.
How are you feeling?
Well, thank you. Is something wrong?
Wrong? No, nothing like that. What it is...
Go on, please. It's beautiful. Did you make it?
We did, aye. It's from all of us here at the Hideaway. Your new family, like. It's a good luck charm. We may come up north when a band's on the way. I mean a baby. To let him know that they're part of the family too. Oh, I hope you like it.
I don't know what to say. I thank you, my lords, for everything.
If there's anything you need, just let us know.
I will.
Clive, fancy a swift off? I'm thirsty.
I could be convinced. Don't you think you've had enough?
No, we're celebrating. I'm gonna be a father.
I think Edda might have something to say about that.
You know what I mean. Bit of light in these dark times. Wasn't long after me 10th name day. My mum told us she was with child again. I was over the fucking moon. I was looking forward to having a little one to lord it over. What with me being the runt of the litter. Thought I'd finally have a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother. Imperials came the day she went into labour. Had myself a baby sister. And then I didn't. Me whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was. Great brother I turned out to be. I'll never be a leader. And I'll never be a hero. I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his master calls. I'll never be like you, or Sid, or Jill, or even Torgal.
Have you finished?
Maybe.
Do you know why you're our best scout?
Yeah.
Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand. Without your resourcefulness, your courage, your determination, I don't know where we'd be. Maybe hanging off a cliff like,
That was only the once.
Exactly. You learn from it. And here you are after Founder knows how many missions, stronger for everyone. And let's not forget Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon? Who was it who ran to Jill's rescue?
That would be me.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
Your brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room. And your sword. I may have had one too many.
you may have had 10 too many.
I said I was thirsty. Better get back to work anyway. After I walk this off. Clive?
What is it?
Thanks for, you know.
I know.
Porra, terminou, hein?
Sid, do you have a moment?
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's no escaping her. She found some way to send me a letter. And something else. Records from a Waluda prison. Seems they were keeping a lot of bearers there.
How did she come by such a thing?
Finding bearers always was her strong point. And it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, the masterless. Bearers no one would miss. And even better for her, bearers with no one to look after them. When ether started lapping at the walls, the jailers fled.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by whoever happened to come along next.
Sid, I'd like to believe that I've earned your trust by now. And while I'm well aware that you've forbidden Cursebreakers from traveling to Waloed, I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather risk shipwreck on the Shadow Coast than leave them to starve.
We'll be needing the Enterprise if we're going to navigate the Narrow.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, but we travel together. And we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place at the best of times. We save as many as we can, and we leave.
Thank you, Sid. There was a name in the prison register. A name from my past. Chadwick. Another of my former master's protégés. A gifted soldier, and the closest thing I had to family. The thought of him held captive in that place.
He must be very important to you.
He was. Is.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow of Ravenwit Walls, just beyond the portcullis. We should head there as quickly as we can. I only pray there are still bearers alive to save.
As do I, Doris.
Vamos lá. E aqui é perigoso mesmo. E cheio de inimigo. Vou aqui pegar esses caras aqui. E eles são fortes aqui. 38, ó. Certo, vamos lá.
Doris is waiting for me near Balmung Dock. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashyyyk. I need to hurry.
Nossa, que coisa linda! Não conheço esse monstro, não.
guards, I take it?
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. Most likely guards left behind when the Wardens ran. If Chadwick was being held here, I worry that he may already be.
Don't give up hope just yet, but let's move quickly. Let me check the ground floor. The ether stick is there.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck, Sid. Stay safe.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer? I hope not. Locked up tight.
Caution.
Stay down! So this place was no ordinary prison. And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled.
Tem que entrar lá no meio. Tem aqui em cima. Você é poderoso, hein? Aqui não tem nada, vou ter que descer aí. Vamos descer.
Caution, brother. Have care. Quiet.
Minimal loss of Waluda lives. And what happens when they run
Vai
out of
ter
bearers?
bichão pra eu matar ali no meio.
Imperials take better care of their branded than that. They were feeding bearers to it. This is even worse than I'd feared. Nothing but a caching down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on.
Agora eu vou subir.
No lock downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just a prison. Something far more sinister was happening here.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents, and it can't be true, can it? Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this is so much worse. Pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death. And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children even. And those who wouldn't or couldn't were disposed of. Whatever that means.
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late. And I was a fool to bring you here.
Don't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. There's a corridor I haven't searched yet. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right. I'll be there in a moment.
Acho que eu vou ter que ir lá no meio, hein? Não é aqui. Acho que é aqui, ó. Não. Cadê a descida? Aqui, bem discreto.
Let's see what we can find down here.
Não tenha dúvida que vai aparecer um bichão aqui.
Survivor. And she sounds close.
Uma criança indefesa, gente.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards, they're still here. But something's wrong with them. Everyone else was eaten by the monster.
Of course they were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger. Are you ready?
Ready when you are. You poor thing. He must have been terrified.
Did Chadwick send you?
What?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you. He promised to free the others too. Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he? He wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
Was that?
É o monstro.
Monster's back! Chadwick, help!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the girl safe.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground.
We have to run.
Nossa, que lindo, olha.
I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
Vamos lá. Eu já matei um assim já. Ele
The beast will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen.
Agora eu vou recuperar minha vida. Muito forte ele é, hein? Muito forte.
Finally.
Sid, are you hurt?
I'm fine. I think.
No.
What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways. He was here. Do you think that creature?
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last. The girl is safe thanks to him.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his sacrifice to have been in vain.
No. Of course not. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thank the flames we found her. If we hadn't...
I know. But we did. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, I would never have found out what happened to him. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Haida Marie. That's the man I remember. The man I thought of as a brother.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past. If you don't mind, that is.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. Kill and obey. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. And then, one day, we just couldn't do them anymore. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too easily. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master, become a dagger in someone else's hand.
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own. And he died not as someone's tool, but as a hero.
Haida Marie is proof of that. Bearers can cast off their shackles. And the Cursebreakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done. For Chadwick, and for all of us.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be counting on you.
Nova carta. E um novo bicho aqui, ó. Que bicho que apareceu aqui. Ah, esse eu matei já. Não sei o local dele. Tenho que descobrir o local. Vamos descobrir o local dele. Onde ele está, esse saqueador sem mestre. Ele está... Ele está nessa região aqui. Aqui. Mas tem um monstro ali. Ele tá mais ou menos nessa região aqui. Peraí. Peraí. Mais ou menos aqui, ó. Acho que é aqui mesmo. Certo. Antes disso, tem um bichão aqui. Nossa, que bicho é esse? Será que é ele? Eu acho que é. É ele. Elétrico.
Another of the royalist guard dogs. Quite a specimen there is too.
Ele é nível 47, ele pode me matar. Esse vai dar trabalho, hein? Mas a gente vai se esforçar. Certo. Ele é muito forte. Vamos que consegue, vamos que tá dando. Ele tá na metade. Vamos lá. Taca magia. Quase morri, gente. Salva. Quase morri. Ficou uma unha. Nossa. Uau, quase. Ele é 47. O nível dele é 47. O meu é 48. Nossa, quase. Deixa eu pegar aqui isso aqui. Por pouco. Por pouco. Deixa aí. Vou matar esses bichos tudo. Bom, se eu morresse, eu não ia matar ele agora. Eu ia evoluir um pouquinho mais e... Mas eu não gosto de ficar muito apertado assim, não. Porque se vier um monstro mais forte, não passa. Aqui atrás tem mais. Nossa, esse é grande, hein? Cadê o bicho? Destruir ele logo. Ele tá no chão. Pronto. Ah, esses são fortes, eles não morrem com isso. Eu gosto. Certo. Mais um ali. E assim, importante é você ficar forte, porque senão você não consegue passar os monstros, e aí isso demanda tempo. Quer dizer, foi a maneira que eu encontrei, né? Se você joga e sabe uma outra maneira. Esse é forte, hein? Destruir logo. Pronto.
Time to fight. You're finished.
welcome. I do like a customer who knows what he wants. I'll be here if you need me.
A fortress?
Pay for that.
Who do you think?
I would speak with this Duke.
Saw the captain just now.
He wasn't wearing his uniform.
Because he handed it in.
Your town needs you. I need you.
But the Duke would have
Do you have a moment, Clive?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. His Eminence has assumed full control of the garrison and put every able-bodied man to work on the fortifications. The town was left all but unguarded, so Philippe was compelled to form a citizens' watch to fill the void. And though my dear boys have been characteristically willing to assist him in this, they want for bodies. So I was wondering if you would lend them your strength, that the people of Northreach might sleep easier, if only for a few nights.
Of course. Whatever you need.
Thank you, Clive. What would I do without you? Philippe told me he had men stationed at...
Where can I find the mistress of this establishment?
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you and your town no small amount of trouble. I wish to speak to you about what might be done.
Very well. Let us speak. I trust you'll forgive me, Clive.
Absolutely. Our conversation can wait.
Please, proceed.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and I join you in objecting to his every action. Indeed, I owe you my thanks for continuing to argue against his reckless plans. Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by reason. No. He must be made to face the consequences of his actions.
And who would make him do this?
I would. Myself and several other like-minded individuals. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from Northreach for good.
Does that not seem a trifle... drastic?
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people downtrodden and dispossessed. My father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire. That they should be forced to make every sacrifice to ensure her revival. But he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire, but the Empire who must serve her people. He's always been like this. Scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged beneath him. But he cannot be allowed to ride roughshod over the common folk any longer. We must fight him. By all possible means.
Fight him? No. My purpose is to quell the tension in Northreach, not to stoke it. Respectfully, my lady. Our only chance of saving this town depends upon every one of us uniting against our common enemy. Your father and his followers included. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to the hope that he may yet be won round.
False hope, I assure you. But I see that your mind is made up. I shall bother you no longer. If you will extend me the same courtesy, I bid you good day.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that spirit is only likely to harden the Duke's resolve, which may be enough to seal the fate of this town. Not that she cares. This is all about her and her father.
Families.
I'm sorry, where were we? Ah, yes. I was about to tell you of Philippe's plans for the town watch. but perhaps it's better that you heard them from him. I believe he's in the market, if you'd be so kind as to seek him out.
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you. I'd like to see the two of you in action together.
Your town needs you. I need you.
The Duke would have...
Saw the captain just now. Wasn't wearing his uniform.
What does the dame have to say about all this, I wonder? So you are content to abandon the... Please, I beseech you. If you are a true son of Northreach, you must fight to defend your home.
That's exactly what I am doing, milady. Or trying to, at least. The land is crawling with fiends, and someone has to keep watch.
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garrison? Fine. You're not the only able-bodied man in Northreach. Thank you so much for your help.
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier, hoping to convince the Dame to join her in fomenting rebellion.
I bet that went well. Her ladyship seems to have a way with people. Anyway, what brings you here?
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, she did she? Right as always. In fact, you're just the man. We've had some reports, you see. Sightings of, you know what.
They're back.
Seems that way. All over, too. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing, you could go and see what's what.
Right. Where should I look?
You know Grieger's Weep? One of the sightings places them somewhere on its shores.
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into one of the other sightings. Let's rendezvous back here later.
Damn it. The reports were true. I need to stop them before they get to the town. It's over. Call that a test, Ultima?
Clive, it's me. You all right?
I am. But it seems the reports were true. The thralls have returned. I dispatched the few that I found, though.
Well, there's something, I suppose. But what were they doing south of town? They all came from the north last time. We might be able to fend off an attack from one side or the other, but from both?
Do you have eyes in the north?
Some. I should probably go and have a look, though, just to be sure. You head back to Northreach. I want you there just in case war breaks out while I'm away.
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been busy working her magic on the townspeople, stirring up ill feeling towards her father. But she'll have her marching on the barracks if we're not careful.
What? This is exactly what the Dane was afraid of. I'll do what I can to calm things down. Be careful out there, all right?
Don't worry, I'm not like you. One sniff of those things and I'm running back to town screaming blue murder.
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, hmm? The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. And now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as Great Grieger wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore! You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a Branded.
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Grieger.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caer Norvent and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order!
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
You heard the dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
But she is but a common...
whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell. The men have their orders, and they look like following them. I got them spaced out at regular intervals. Whichever direction the thralls strike from, there'll be someone there to meet them.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured, the people will play their part. The herbalist has donated her stock of medicines to me. Should any of your men be injured, take them to the Vale. We'll see to them there.
Thank you, milady. I will.
I'll play my part too. You still want for numbers. Unlike the enemy. I only hope I can go some way to evening the odds. Philippe, can I leave the south in your hands? I doubt the thralls by the lake were the last of their number.
Of course. I'll lead a party down that way so we don't get taken by surprise. What about you?
I'll make my way up the road to Oriflamme. I fought a few of these things. And while I can't promise to hold them all back, I should be able to thin the herd.
All right. But take care.
Thank you. Both of you.
You can thank us when it's over.
Till then, madame.
I want steel in the hands of every man.
There are so many of them.
Not for long.
Is it over?
No. It's only just begun. Let's try. Well done. That looks to be the last of them. I wonder how the others fared. Better hurry back to town. Come on, Torgal.
Clive, it's good to see you.
And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men fare?
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the lake. Took a few nicks, but nothing the girls of the Vale can't put right.
Glad to hear it.
Well, it seems we've survived. For the time being, at least. I thank you both for answering the call.
You were right. And I was wrong. About everything. I had thought that the only way to unite the people was under the banner of Empire. That without a strong hand to guide them, they would drift apart. To be borne hither and yon by the eddying currents of fate. But you brought them together. Not by force, nor by the exercise of goddess-given authority, but by simply being one of them. By knowing what they feel, because you feel it yourself.
Our purpose was ever the same, Your Eminence. You were merely distracted by a loftier vision of empire and glory, while our eyes beheld matters closer to home.
You have the right of it again. As did you, Sabine. His radiance said it himself. Sanbreque is naught without her citizens. I forgot that. And I am sorry.
I'm sorry too, Father. I should never have taken things so far. I only wanted you to understand how the people felt. How I felt. But my anger got the better of me.
Do not blame yourself, my dear. This was my doing. I should have listened to you. To all of you.
Your Eminence, your ladyship, I do not doubt that you came here with the best of intentions. But I believe the same could be said of us all. We all want safety, security, prosperity. Not just for Northreach, but for the entire realm. And we may yet achieve it. If only we work together. Will you join us in this?
Yes. We shall.
Thank you, Your Eminence. Now that that is settled, I must go and see to the wounded. The Vale's doors are always open to any soldier in need of relief. And today there are more than ever before.
Madame Isabel is a rare soul indeed. In these dark times, I see that it is not men like me who should lead the realm, but women like her.
You're right. If only I'd listened to her when I had the chance.
Forgive me for saying so, milady, but you still do. The dame said it herself. We can turn things around. We just have to work together. And that goes for you, too. You're one of us now.
One of you?
Well said, Captain. Let this be a new beginning. Not only for Sanbreque, but for us.
Well, since there's nothing more to be done here, I should see if Isabel needs any help moving the wounded.
Can we get you anything?
There's no need to worry any longer.
I saw several soldiers being carried to the Vale.
How goes the treatment of the wounded? I'd be happy to man one end of a stretcher if it would help.
You've helped quite enough for one day, Clive. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Oh, but I must. After all you've done for this town, it is the very least you deserve.
Tell me, if Northreach had fallen, What would you have done? A woman of your means could find a home anywhere in the realm, but I sense you would rather have died here.
It's a long story.
For you, madame, I have all the time in the world.
Very well. Long ago, I had a life in the Crystalline Dominion. I was Carla then, courtesan to the nobility. So sought after was I that it was only they who could afford my time. Alas, those halcyon days were not to last. For naive as I was, I fell in love with a bearer. He was my master's guard, the gentlest man I have ever known. After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever looking at me again. And so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee to. We wandered, aimless and starving, half dreading, half praying that the next day would be our last. Until we found ourselves here, in Northreach. It was the veil that took us in, that fed us, clothed us, and healed our hurts. Those that could be healed, at least. My love was already too far gone.
He passed away.
He did. Not long after we arrived. But at least we were able to share a few moments of peace before the end. It was the greatest gift I have ever received. But the generosity of this town and her people did not end there. The men and women of the Vale supported me through my grief. Shared in it, though I was still a stranger to them. They treated me like a sister. And so I swore that I would always do the same. That I would return the kindness that Northreach showed me. That I would repay my debt to the Vale.
Thank you, Isabel, for sharing this with me.
You're a lot like him, you know. Perhaps that is why I have such a soft spot for you. Never stop fighting, Clive. And I shan't either. I know that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together. But our efforts will be rewarded. Just look at us now. The people, the soldiers, even the Duke of Oriflamme and his daughter. All united in defense of this town that we have come to call our home. And what of you? Can we count on your support too?
Always.
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there.
Cover with your gear, or what do you want? And?
First the skies, then the crystal. What next? The advent of Great Griga herself.
I'm sure we'll be fine. Sid's back, isn't he?